Well, you mentioned that you're working on a number of projects. Now, I know one important project, if you will, is the Criminal Justice Strategic Board.
Yes.
Now, crime is a high priority
Yes.
of the government of national unity, and I know that the government has done many things to combat
Yes.
crime in the Federation.
Yes.
So tell us a little bit about the Criminal Justice Strategic Board. What is it and how it will aid in
Yes.
that fight against crime?
Yeah. I'm glad you raised that. As you mentioned, one of our real serious problems in St. Kitts and Nevis in the fight against crime, and violent crime in particular. The statistics that are produced by the police show that reported crime generally has been coming more and more under control, but in terms of violent crime, gun crime, these are still out of control. And we have to take this, we have to deal with it as properly as we can. It is a matter for the police to come up and devise strategies how to do so. And the government has supported the police in producing a 6-point plan in which they have set out very clearly various strategies to combat these gun crimes, these violent crimes. But the police is only one of the stakeholders in the process by which we have to bring the crime under control. And so the criminal justice system that has a number of different components, this is what this board is meant to bring together, the various components, so that rather than the police being seen as being the sole responsible agent to deal with it, that other stakeholders, other components, other agencies in the criminal justice system will come together to work to reduce and improve, as it was, the not just the control of crime, but also the dispensing of criminal justice. I speak, and I could name some of them. When somebody commits a crime, the person, the agency that first interacts is the police. They investigate the crime, they may make arrest, they will deal with it and maybe proffer, as it was, evidence and summons and indictment, which can go various ways, but generally then goes to the office of the DPP, who would be acting as the prosecution to take that case to the High Court, for instance, to oversee some of what is happening in the Magistrates Court. And so they will actually be involved in with the evidence that is before them, going to the court and prosecuting that case. The court may then sentence that person to jail. They may be acquitted, but if it goes to the prisons, then are part of the criminal justice system. You might have probation services and part of the criminal justice system, youth justice. So there are various components of it. The New Horizons, where our young offenders go, and so on. Social services. The whole gamut of different departments, agencies are involved in crime and dealing with criminal justice. And what we have done with the Criminal Justice Strategic Board is to bring all of these agencies together. We had just the launch at our first meeting, but as we go forward, we'll be developing, as it was, very measurable goals that we can say, for instance, just as an example, that the prison has some 60 people on remand. That's too many people being on remand. How can we improve that to reduce that number significantly? That people can have access to justice, can go before the court, be dealt with, and their matters be dispensed with in a timely manner, in a reasonable time. You know what I mean? How long does a matter take to be tried before you're being summoned, and so forth? So there are a number of different ways in which the board can measure and bring these matters under control. And so we expect that in that way, working together, rather than working in silos, with everybody doing their own thing, now we can have, as it was, an F-Court interlinked support for each other And what happens, say, with the police can be supported by the DPP's office and the prisons. They all then would have these measures that we can now work to improve upon for the benefit of the society at large. So it's another support that we think are very critical support to work to deal with the societal problems in crime. So this is, for us, the establishment of this board has been a major effort on our part, and we would want to work very hard to ensure that the board does have the type of results over time that we hope that would lead to bring criminal justice system under better control than what it is.